All right, let's do it. It's time for another edition of Weather for Weather Geeks. It's the 28th day of April here in 2020 Tuesday evening. Today turned out to be a pretty decent day. It was cloudy a lot of the day, but we had enough breaks of sunshine and temperatures at least approach the average that it wasn't too bad to be outside this afternoon. Time lapse from our Niles camera today shows kind of the stratiform clouds this morning, giving way to a little bit more of a scattered cloud deck or a broken cloud deck for a time this afternoon. And that allowed temperatures to warm into the lower 60s in most spots late this afternoon. This is a look down at the clouds, of course, from our high-res visible satellite picture here. And yeah, occasionally there were some intervals of sun, but the clouds are starting to win the battle once again this evening as a warm front tracks our way. And it's pretty easy to find where that warm front is as of 6:40 this evening. It's kind of snaking around like this. 71 in Columbus. We're at 63 here in the 6 o'clock hour locally. Rochester's 58, Buffalo's 59, and then look at the big difference where you have the lake influence up in Wisconsin, 45 in Green Bay, but 66 in Chicago. All about the wind direction and these around these chilly Great Lakes at this time of the year. All right, it's going to be a pretty busy evening for severe weather in parts of the Midwest and into the southern plains states. Several severe thunderstorm and tornado watches are out from central Illinois back through St. Louis, Springfield, Missouri, down through the Ozarks, and heading into Tulsa and Oklahoma City. Eventually, Dallas will probably get under a severe thunderstorm or a tornado watch. We have a pretty mondo squall line moving into those areas, and boy, a 4 out of 5 on the risk categories for this evening into the overnight. That's a moderate risk from Dallas up through around and just east of Oklahoma City over into Tulsa as well. Now, as we get into tomorrow, the severe weather threat will shift to the east. Lower risk tomorrow, but an elevated risk nonetheless in places such as Atlanta and Birmingham and Mobile, New Orleans as well. Notice we are not in the risk categories around here. Small chance of a rumble of thunder here, but this is not the kind of setup that's going to bring elevated chances of severe weather around here. Now, I mentioned that warm front is heading our way tonight. It's going to be fairly moisture starved, so I'm not expecting a lot of rain, but the radar should get a little bit active here in the next handful of hours. Some scattered showers for a few hours. So we head towards tomorrow morning, maybe a stray shower, but wouldn't bank on that. I think most of us will get away with a dry start to our Wednesday. All right, in case you missed this last evening, I did a little review of the warmest temperatures so far since December for each month, and we hit 70 back in the dead of winter on January 11th. Our warmest temperature in 2020, 73 degrees back in late March. We've not hit 70 in April. That has not happened in recorded history, but I think we may squeeze one in after all tomorrow. With a slower arrival time of most of the rain tomorrow, I think we have enough room to get up to about 70 or so in most spots. Now, that's going to be despite a lack of appreciable sunshine. Kind of like today, I think there'll be some intervals of sun, but it's not going to turn bright and sunny for hours on end tomorrow. But still, temperatures should get to at least 70, if not 71 or 72. Now, can I rule out a shower tomorrow afternoon? I cannot. But if you need to mow the grass, take the dog for a walk, do anything involving the outdoors, tomorrow may look a little threatening at times, but I'm not expecting much rain at all until we get into the evening hours, especially by 6, 7 o'clock tomorrow evening, and that'll set the stage for a pretty wet period for several hours tomorrow evening, and then residual showers. We're on kind of the backlash side of this low pressure system, cyclonic flow around low pressure. It's of course, a counterclockwise flow in the northern hemisphere, and with plenty of residual low-level moisture, I think there can be some showers cropping up from time to time on Thursday, and we're still in that cyclonic flow on Friday. It's a good thing it's not the middle of winter with a cold air mass. This would be the kind of thing that the lake effect would be plentiful, and it would be pretty nasty outside with a gusty wind. This gusty breeze on Friday will create temperatures that feel more like the upper 40s, not the upper teens, like we would have in the dead of winter. I did want to share with you this evening some thoughts on, hey, does this chilly April, this lousy April, mean it's never going to warm up? Does it have any correlation to the summer? The answer, largely speaking, is no. This is a list of the coldest Aprils on record here in our area. Most recently, just 2 years ago, back in 2018, we had the 5th coolest April on record. Well, summer of 2018 was not cool. In fact, it was a couple of degrees warmer than average. We are in 13th place right now, tied with 1944, not counting today's numbers. This does not include today. But as of yesterday's numbers, 13th coolest April on record. So yes, it's been cool, but it's not going to be top 10 cool. and it's not even going to be as cool as it was a couple of years ago. So, does a cool April mean that we're likely to see a cool summer? No, there's really no correlation to speak of. It still might happen, but right now, most of the thinking in terms of modeling and analogs for the summer season would suggest that the odds would favor a warm season compared to average. Will it be a super hot summer, a record breaking summer, that sort of thing? That doesn't seem likely at this point. But I wouldn't place my money on it being a cool summer based on a lot of information, and certainly not based on the cool weather we've had in April. A cool April does not make for a cool summer necessarily. All right, that'll do it for me tonight. Thanks for watching tonight's edition of Weather for Weather Geeks. These videos, you can find them on YouTube, on my Twitter feed, on my Facebook page, and I'm going to start posting them again on my weather blog, ericwfmj.com, so you can check out the archived editions of those videos on the weather blog, and also you can find those on YouTube. Make sure you're subscribing to me on YouTube and click on the little bell icon to get notified each time I post a new edition of any type of weather video, including this one each weekday evening.